Live from Houston, Texas, it's time for Money for Lunch, where we feed your brain and your business with supersized portions of business and financial news. Now your host, Bert Martinez.
Guys, listen up. And I mean guys as in not the general sense when I say guys, but in this case, men, listen up. My next guest, Priscilla Pelgen, best-selling author, lawyer, coach, and mentor. Priscilla Pelgen, Indiana custody and divorce lawyer for men. Priscilla educates her clients, utilizes webinars, teleseminars, a monthly newsletter, and more. Author of the Playbooks for Men series, Champions Knockout Strategies for Health, Wealth, and Success. Priscilla and her other authors discuss personal experience in business and the new economy. Priscilla Pelgen, welcome to Money for Lunch.
Well, hello, Bert. How are you?
I'm doing excellent. I'm excited to have you on the show because
Thank you.
I'm intrigued by the fact that you do divorce. You seem to have, an area of specialty for men. Is that right? Divorce,
Yes.
custody and divorce lawyer for men. Why men?
Well, men are equally important in a child's life, and they're equal partners in marriage, and they should receive equal treatment in the divorces, and certainly within sharing custody of their children. And quite frankly, we've seen a trend move away from that, and so I think it's very important that they, get recognized and maintain their recognition as equal partners.
I agree, and I bet you all the guys listening, all the men listening today would agree as well. All right, let's talk a little bit about this. Tell me a little bit about yourself and your law practice. I mean, you talked about men. I mean, we talked a little bit about your law practice, but tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, let's see. I'm married. I have 4 children of my own, 5 chihuahuas. I know it's hairy in my house all the time. 2 boys, 2 girls, and a great husband. So I have to give him a lot of credit because he certainly is my partner in life and in practice. But I started practicing, exclusively for men because, when I got out into the business and was looking around, I mean, I just was appalled at, what I was seeing, and I didn't feel that they were being given a proper shake. And so I thought, that's just over the top wrong. A guy is more than his wallet. So at that point, I just stopped, and I limited my practice exclusively to men.
Well, you know what I like about that, too, the lesson there is that you looked at the marketplace, you realized, hey, here is a segment of the market that is being poorly served, and they need representation. Let me serve this segment of the market. That is good business sense.
Well, thank you. And, more than that, too, they're so appreciative of someone who's not only willing to advocate them, but I think that's part of the other part. I consider my firm a teaching law firm, so I require my clients to work and I require them to educate themselves because at the end of the day, if they are not knowledgeable, they're unable to protect their own rights, and to a large degree, that's going to show up in the divorce case. So, or if it's paternity or whatever it is.
Right. All right, well, let's talk about this. What is your top tip for consumers and businesses to protect themselves from lawyers who may not really possess the work ethic they claim to have in that first initial client meeting?
Oh, my goodness. That's a great question, Bert. I would advise them to do their homework and look up the lawyer that they're speaking to. It's not necessary to make a decision, especially one so critical as who you're hiring, in the first meeting. And one thing that they can do is get the lawyer's, name and the different counties that they practice out of, and look up some of their cases, whether it's a divorce case. Well, the only one you couldn't get information on would be attorneys because those are sealed. But if it's divorce, if it's contracts, if it's, whatever it is, that information is public record. So they can go down to the courthouse with that attorney's name and just ask to see, the book, the record book, and just ask, can I please view these? Now, it might seem as an odd request, right, because people don't normally do that. But in this day and age, it's really gotten to the point where you need to check them out before you hire them. And when you're looking there, look at their CCS entries, which is called a chronological case summary, and see, is this a lawyer who filed one pleading and then nothing else? Is this someone who actively participated in litigating their cases? Is it someone who seemed to be defending, what the other side in that particular case was doing? Those are the kinds of things that you can get a gut feel for. Is this the kind of person who is going to be responsive to me? And another thing, you should definitely ask for references. Now, some attorneys will say, well, I can't give that out because that's personal. Well, that's true and it's not true. I always ask my clients if I have permission to have a reference, and they'll do testimonials for me, which I keep on file, and I am permitted to share that. So I think that asking for references is another good point. And finally, on that issue, not just from cases that the attorney won, right, but cases where they lost, because there is no such thing as a lawyer that wins all of their cases. I mean, if an attorney would be telling you that, they're either not practicing law or they're lying to you. so I mean, and I wish that I could say, oh my gosh, we just win everything, but it's just not true. Right. So I think those three things are a very, very good indicator of what kind of attorney this person is going to be. And I guess maybe I'm going to add a fourth thing. I apologize. Do they have any educational materials for you? I do, books and newsletters and webinars and teleseminars, and we have law alerts. I call them law alerts. And if we have a change that's going to affect my clients, a batch letter goes out. So keeping them informed is really the best policy, because these guys are smart. They'll pick it up and say, oh, okay, I need to log this and have a reminder that maybe I need to check this thing, or I need, if I'm going to have a change of circumstances and I'm going to file an action, I need to do that now as opposed to later. So as long as they're informed, I think it's a good thing.
No, I think you're absolutely right. I think an informed client is probably one of your better clients. You mentioned it. Yeah. You know what, and this is what I like. I'm at your website. The website is Indiana Custody and Divorce Lawyer for Men. And I like your headline here. It says, every lawyer knows lawyers, judges, and law. You need one who knows your wife. I just like that. I know it's more about marketing than the law, but still, that's very catchy. And it goes back to knowing your audience. This is who I represent. This is how I can help you. I have this inside connection, and I think that's pretty slick. Priscilla, we're out of time. Always fun to have you on the show. Thank you so much for coming by and visiting us again.
It's such a pleasure, Bird. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your week.
All righty.
Tune in Monday through Friday here on Money for Lunch, and check out our website at moneyforlunch.com.